When it comes to sight reading, many beginners often get hung up on how to take a quick glance at their hands to reassure themselves of their position on the keys without losing their position on the music. What a lot of teachers don't realize is that this is a subtle skill that needs to be taught explicitly. No one is just born knowing how to do this. Experienced pianists do this without thinking about it. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at Promenade by Renagle from my preparatory level piano book. The first part of the piece keeps the hands in the same place without moving. So this first half, everything is just nice and neatly in basically what we call G position, and I'll demonstrate in a moment. However, when we reach measure 9 right here, we reach measure 9 and the pianist is then asked to move their hands. An experienced player will not likely have to take much of a glance for this type of a move. However, if you are just learning, it is quite likely that you won't have developed the muscle memory required to jump your fifth finger up to the higher G. Most beginners are likely going to glance down to make sure that they get their right fifth finger on G. And this is all well and good until they realize that because they took their eyes off from the music and they look down here, they now have no idea where they are in the music. This is exactly the type of skill I teach in my free beginner course, Keystart Foundations 1. If you'd like to get access to that, just put beginner in the comments below and I'll send it right to you. Like I said, I go through so many more tips and techniques to help you play better, more fluently, and just learn faster. You're going to get the skills you need to learn quickly and correctly the first time. So, once again, if you want to get access to that, just put beginner down below in the comments and I'll make sure I send it to you. So let's take a look at exactly what I mean. I'm going to play through Promenade and demonstrate exactly what most beginners do and show you how to start training yourself to find your place again so that you don't have to panic. You've probably had that feeling, oh, where am I? And meanwhile, you're kind of stopping the song, nothing's going forward, and it just feels like a big mess. Okay, well, we're going to have to practice a little bit with this. So if I start out with my hands in, right hand on G in the treble clef, left hand on G in the bass clef. Now I'm just going to play through here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Notice that whole time my eyes were straight on the music. I did not look down. Now, when we come to measure 9, and maybe what I will do is I'll back up a little bit. I'll come from measures about 7 and 8 here. Okay, if you notice my hand position, it's right here. Now, to get up to measure 9, what I'm going to need to do is see how I've circled this. That's one thing I do in my books too. In the lower levels, I circle the finger numbers when a move is indicated. They'll drop that out as we get to higher levels, but it's a good training tool. Okay, so my hand has been right here. Now, right hand is going to have to go, fifth finger is now sitting on D. It's going to have to jump up a fourth to G. Okay, now if I'm not super experienced, likely my instinct is going to be, oh, I'm going to look down. I am exaggerating a little bit. Look down at my hands and go, okay, I've got it in the right place. Come back up to the music and go, oh no, where am I? And that's where students get into trouble. You have to get your eye to come back to here. And you're probably going to have to do that whole process slowly. So once again, if I come from measures 7 and 8, okay, I'm going to take a glance up as I move here, but then I am also bringing my eyes back up to the score, and I am honing in on, here's my circled 5. You're going to have to, in your mind, kind of find a little landmark like that before you drop your eyes down. And then once you've brought your eyes back up, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's going to move again when we get to measure 11. I'm going to lift this hand up and I'm going to bring 5th finger back down to D. Now I might take my eye, now ideally I wouldn't take my whole head. I'm doing this so you can see, but I would let my eye drop down. So 2 changes to 5. As I do that, I'm bringing my eye back up and locking on this spot right here. So I am, let's do this from measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes my move. I'm glancing down. I'm glancing back up. Now, I've played that quite a bit more rapidly. If you're just starting out, likely you're going to play at a much slower tempo. If I were to start, say, here at measure 5, maybe I would go slowly, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Glance down and move. Bring my eyes back up. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to make the next move. Glancing down. Bring my eyes back up. And so on. You're going to need to do that a number of times. You have to practice that. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So until you do that a number of times, it's going to feel like kind of a clunky skill. Anything new is bound to feel that way once in a while. But if you keep doing that, you're going to slowly develop that habit, looking down, but then coming back up and finding your spot. That is how you avoid getting lost. So, glancing at your hands isn't the problem. Forgetting to look back up at the music is. Good fluent sight reading is all about what pilots would call situational awareness of where you are both in the music and where you are with your hands on the keyboard. And of course, the best part, I've already built a free course and book that walk you through every step so you can be confident of learning these very subtle skills right off the bat. Remember, just comment beginner for access below. In the next video, I'll teach you why it's so important to be able to read both notes and finger numbers simultaneously. Mastering this will absolutely take your sight reading to the next level.